DogeCoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Staying Alpha channel, guys. We are back, and I am back with the suit because officially, bro, you were supposed to be on this rocket already because we're headed to the moon already, guys. Very exciting stuff today, right? Just so excited, man. I had to bring out the golden monkey because, man, so much stuff going on. What a crazy day from Elon Musk, right? Just not accepting Bitcoin anymore with Tesla, then asking for a vote if Tesla should accept Dogecoin. And now he's working with the Dogecoin devs, and we have Coinbase accepting Dogecoin. And that's about to happen in the next couple of weeks. So insane stuff, man, that we got going on. Guys, very insane. Sassanid, Sweffin, Brent, 3GP, Low Roller. What's going on, guys? 22 people on the live stream, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button because, guys, the king of Dogecoin is back. The one that brings you the best knowledgeable information because, guys, we're going to be doing these streams now more often now that I got all my essentials put in place. Okay, once again. But, guys, this stream is going to be very different today, all right? Because, yes, we talk about crypto, and we're going to be talking about Dogecoin. But as well, we're going to be talking about the stock market, all right? So I have a very unexpected guest, mysterious person, guys, and this person wants to stay mysterious due to the nature of his past history and probably his work experience. I don't want to give too much information out there, but I am bringing you guys an expert from the stock market as well. Okay, so he does want to remain anonymous. So with no more being said, right? Let me introduce Wall Street Insider, guys. What's going on, bro?
Hey, Staying Alpha family. First of all,
how are you, bro? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What name you go by? You know, because do you go by Mr. X, Wall Street Insider? Tell us a little bit of your name, or alias, nickname that you go by. A little bit about yourself as well.
Let's just go with Mr. X. I have 10 years of experience working on Wall Street. So anything I say from here on out is not an advice. You first need to speak to your financial advisor because everyone's needs are a little bit different. So that being said, I'm going to assume that most people here are in their, 20s, early 30s. It's a whole range. So if you're closer to retirement, this is not for you. So first of all, let's talk about the stock market and how it ties into the crypto space. So if anyone follows the stock market, we all know what happened yesterday. The inflation numbers were reported. It was at 4%, which is much higher than what the Fed target is at 2%. We want to make sure, do people know what inflation is? That's the first part. I'm so sorry about that, Brent. This is for everyone. But inflation, to give you a really quick crash course, it's your purchasing power. Essentially, as inflation increases, your purchasing power that you have with your current dollar decreases. So what do I mean by that? If you could buy a beer for $1, in a year from now, that beer is going to cost you $1.10, $1. With the current rate, it's $1.04. So meaning you will not be able to afford that beer anymore with the same dollar. So that being said, what happens when the stock market gets these unexpected inflation numbers? Well, it starts crashing because your value of it decreases. Now, how does this where does it benefit? It's going to benefit commodities. It's going to benefit some even utilities. It's going to benefit different areas of the market, but in general, technology, banks, financial, the S&P 500, that's all that's bad. So how does this tie back to the cryptocurrency? Well, if we start thinking of currencies, well, if you have one DogeCoin or DogeCoin, sorry, I keep saying it wrong. That
and that actually happens to a lot of people who are involved in the stock market.
Yes.
We've seen it happen a lot with Mark Cuban. They just have no idea how to say Dogecoin, right? They just name it however it is, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, I like DogeCoin. I like DogeCoin more, and I've always said it like that.
Yeah, I actually called it DogeCoin because of the meme. So that being said, then if we start thinking about the market, to give you an explanation with the market, it's going to be supply and demand. So I have more experience in commodities. So if you think of what's happening lately, with the Biden infrastructure, well, that's going to cause prices to skyrocket in commodities. It's going to cause copper. It's going to cause maybe silver, different types of metal, because construction infrastructure is going to be increasing over the next couple of years. The same thing goes with you have to also think about gas. For instance, the hacking. Well, what causes if there's less supply but there's still the same demand, well, guess what? Prices go up. So you have to also think about the basic terms of supply and demand whenever you want to do a tactical strategy. Now, if you want to do a strategic long-term strategy, you're definitely going to have to do just 60% equity, 40% bonds, or less risky assets. I would suggest a small portion in crypto if you're in the younger side, not necessarily in getting close to retirement. So if you're in your 40s, 50s, you could probably put a small portion, but as you get older and older, you want to make that allocation even smaller.
Yeah, a Wall Street Insider, by the way, there is a lot of people here in the 20s. In the 30s, I'll probably say it's probably the average, but we do have a lot of people that do join us over 40s and even up to 50.
Yeah.
So why is it that you say that they should put less money into cryptocurrency when cryptocurrency actually gives you much more ROI than the stock market, right? But I do understand that it is highly more volatile. Right, it's the wild, wild west of investment.
So it is. So let me ask you this: would you go to Vegas and go put $100,000 on red?
On what? On red?
On red, or actually even better.
Okay.
Just you put it on a number. Put it on number 7.
Yeah.
Right. So you have, their chances of winning is 1 out of 32. But to be honest, it's probably going to be more like 50-50. So you put it black or red, right? So would you risk putting your entire savings or a big chunk of your savings in black or red?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's 50-50, but I know where you're going with it. But if you ask me, I'll put it on black.
Well, no, the right answer is no. You would not put any of the money.
No, if I had to, yes, I'll put it on black if I had to. But yes, but no. But would I risk my life savings? No, I wouldn't do it.
So that's the issue. What's happening with a lot of people with crypto, right? When you're young, sure, you could take that risk if you want, because you still have another 30, 40, 50 years to recover that loss. But as you getting closer to retirement, you should not put that money in something that's so risky. And if you do, you're going to put a small portion. You're going to do, if you have $100,000, then you put $1,000, something small. But obviously, the younger you are, you could probably afford to do $5,000, $10,000, depending on how risk averse are you or your loss aversion. So these are the things that it's very important. People need to understand that you cannot invest money that you could lose, that you cannot afford to lose. So we see a lot of people putting their life savings, their house deposit, and then they end up losing it all.
We do see that happen a lot. We see that happen with the hype where people are just going to go ahead and take out a home equity loan, or even take out a loan as small as $5,000, but like 20% interest, because they're saying, hey, Dogecoin's going to the moon. So this $5,000 is going to turn into, $30,000. So they don't care about the interest that's coming behind it, right? They're just basically YOLOing all of their money into these cryptocurrency investments, right? Hoping that is a moonshot. So I completely understand what it is that you're saying. Brent Blackwell, I put everything out of the stock market and put it into crypto because everything was losing except for Tesla. Would you like to answer that, Wall Street Insider?
I put everything out of the stock market and put it into no. So that's a big misconception, right? And the question would be, when did you pull out? Did you pull out in March when everything was crashing, or did you pull out recently? So, like, if you put out in March, you just messed up, right? Because then you had a 30%, 40% increase since March to now, to December, or our live today. So the market's actually been rising a lot. And the reason why is because there's no alternative asset besides crypto. Everything else, because of low interest rates, no one's able to go get the type of returns anywhere else. So they go to the stock market, which is a lot safer in comparison to crypto, and they get their 20, 30%. Now, that was last year. Now, in average, you get about 7%, 7 to 8%, this including all volatility. So the trick to creating wealth is literally buying and hold. That's the one thing that the big people that almost caused GameStop to rise, Reddit. That's just one thing that the Reddit community understands, is you have to hold. You have to essentially tie in those pants, and just
we saw that happen with GameStop, with the Reddit community at Wall Street Bets, right? Where they just said, we're gonna double down, we're gonna man up, fuck everything, and we're gonna go ahead and hold the line. So we saw that happen with GameStop.
So well, let me explain the GameStop, because the GameStop is definitely a interesting. It's something that's actually, I'm going to contradict myself here, because GameStop was definitely more of a Ponzi scheme, where you hype up, and then the people that originally hyped it up, then they get out, right? And that's what caused the price to crash quickly. And then people then like, oh, well, it's cheap now, let me buy again. So what you're gonna have with GameStop is like a seesaw. It's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it's go up and go down, and eventually what's gonna happen, it's gonna revert back to mean. What I mean by that is the true value of it. If you look at its fundamental, it's probably still worth $10, $15 stock. It's not going to. That's why some people, rich people, are shorted, because the fundamentals of it have not changed. Now, it's very possible that they reinvent themselves and be able to create a different source of income and then help it grow again. But GameStop, to me, in my view, is just an old business model that it is very similar to GameStop, to a Blockbuster, that is slowly going to disappear. So let me answer 3GP Media's with the involvement in the stock arena. Would you say crypto is understood by holders in the arena? Is the prejudice coming from the lack of info, or is it more than that? So,
and that's a great question, because obviously a lot of people in the stock market just do not believe into crypto, and at the same time, it's like messing with their agenda. So I love that he asked you that question.
Yeah. So the problem with crypto is it's a relatively new asset class, and it's slowly being accepted. It got accepted by Goldman not too long ago. It's getting accepted by other large banks, and slowly it's going to be allocated to people's asset, to their portfolio. And the reason is because it's obviously large returns, and potentially it has no correlation with other assets. So this is causing a great benefit of diversification to people's portfolio. So now, in terms of if people understand it, it's a hard question, because in that sense, because a lot of people don't understand it well enough. Even the people that are long completely don't necessarily understand it. And I think the biggest implication will be that we don't know how the government's going to treat this. The government still hasn't given the most transparent rules of how they're going to, and I don't know if in a couple of years they're going to say, we're not going to allow cryptocurrencies anymore, or they might allow it. So it's one of those things where it's tricky, especially when people are buying crypto to buy another crypto. And I don't know what Uncle Sam's going to say about that, in the sense of how to tax it. So it's an interesting area, and the future of regulation, which is going to probably limit the growth of crypto in the near future if the government decides to act on it.
Yeah, and obviously we're seeing that right now with XRP, right? All of you guys know that. We're seeing how the SEC has been investigating XRP, guys, and the SEC actually started investigating cryptocurrency back in 2013, I believe, but they were dealing with smaller cryptocurrency assets. And actually, they're the ones that got Ethereum to divide in the first place. But guys, yes, we are seeing that happen. We do not know where the SEC is headed to. And basically, they started attacking small fry, and they made all the way up to XRP. So one of my conspiracy theories is that they're going to be attacking Ethereum next, because it is centralized. So yes, we do not know the transparency of the SEC yet, and where they're going with cryptocurrency and the regulations. So let's see what happens. And now what are we seeing? We're seeing a ton of events. We're seeing the XRP actually work more with the government now. And they have the Democratic Party, and they're also just abiding more by the rules. So let's see where this actually goes. So I agree with Wall Street Insider on what he's saying. Now, guys, I just want to say this. I know that a lot of you guys are into cryptocurrency, right? And this is strictly just crypto. But I wanted to bring someone from the actual stock market, all right, that has been there now for a couple of years. He's been there now for 10 years. And I wanted to get his input about DogeCoin and cryptocurrency, because it's always great for you to diversify and learn. Okay, so that's why I'm bringing someone completely from left field, because it is great to hear someone's opinion on this. All right, we're always constantly just listening about cryptocurrency, but how about the stock market? How about someone that's actually been dealing with the stock market for a decade now? What is their input? What is their opinion? Because of course, what we think is that the people in the stock market just do not like cryptocurrency, right? Because we're starting to take over. We're getting massive ROIs compared to these shares that we've been seeing. So that's why I'm bringing Wall Street Insider in today. All right. So I would love for you guys to have an open mind and actually pay attention to what is going on. I saw a comment that said, "Oh, it's boring." But guess what, bro? Sometimes it got to be boring, but just open your mind and absorb this like a sponge, because, we're getting just free information out here to you guys. And I want to do something different just for us, all of us, to just grow and build better tomorrows, right? So Wall Street Insider, is there anything else that you wanted to add before I go into the Dogecoin talks?
So I did want to talk about one of the comments here that said 7% versus 100%. It's a no-brainer. So the issue with that type of mentality is you are forgetting the risk that go along with it. So if you have no risk of losing money at 100%, by all means, that is definitely the way to go. But so let's put it this way. If your risk of losing money on the 7% is, let's just say, 1 out of 100, and you're going to get it for almost for sure 7% gain, versus the 100%, you are going to lose 99 out of 100. So it becomes very tricky, which one's actually more valuable. And that's what you need to make sure you understand.
Yes, I think you got a great point because obviously, right, if I put my money into the S&P 500, right, the Dow Jones, my 7% is really pretty much going to be there every single year. Some might be higher, some might be lower, right? But at the end of the day, we see what the stock market could actually do. When it comes to cryptocurrency, there is projects out there that they're just completely going to clean you out, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. However, it all depends how solid this project is, right? So that's why I tell you guys the best thing we could do is just inform ourselves and arm ourselves with our project, with our investments when it comes to cryptocurrency. Because yes, when they do say that cryptocurrency is a wild, wild west of investments, that's exactly what it means. Now we are seeing Bitcoin, where Bitcoin last year, just in April, was $6,000. And Bitcoin went to an all-time high of $64,000, right? We saw that happen. So we're seeing massive returns. We're seeing Ethereum. Last year, it was, I believe, $200 or $400 around there. And look where Ethereum is at now, 3,800. So yes, we're seeing massive returns. But how about all these other tokens that actually just flunked? So just understand that, guys. And this is why I'm bringing you another person's opinion that's actually involved with the stock market. Okay, so what I want to talk about now, I know you mentioned inflation. So I want to bring up Elon Musk tweet on let me actually bring this up. Okay. This is what I want to bring up. So as of yesterday, Elon Musk released a tweet out there. It says Tesla and Bitcoin. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We are looking at other cryptocurrencies that use 1% of Bitcoin's energy transactions. So, guys, basically, Tesla is going to stop using Bitcoin. So I wanted to touch up on this, right? Because obviously, before Tesla, and this is in my opinion, guys, by the way, none of this is financial advice. This is my opinion. So obviously, Tesla already knew the kilowatts per transactions that Bitcoin put out there, right? It's the same number, 707 kilowatts per hour, compared to Dogecoin that it's, I think it was 0.12. And XRP is 0.0057, something like that. It's very minute. But Tesla already knew these numbers, right? So why take Bitcoin up in the first place? And what I think is that, Tesla already knew about the Bitcoin energy output and how it rivals smaller nations. But from a financial standpoint, they targeted Bitcoin because it is the most stable token out of the other coins, right? Why? Because of the market cap where it sits at. All right, it's basically at the 1 trillion market cap and it's been fluctuating up and down. However, Bitcoin is the king of crypto, right? So that's why I think they actually targeted Bitcoin. And also dealing with inflation, Tesla knows where inflation is headed to. Just this year, inflation should be at 30% with the stimulus packages and the COVID relief packages, right? So Tesla, I'm pretty sure, said, hey, man, let's get into a cryptocurrency because inflation is going to hit hard. And with everything going digital, the cars having digital wallets and everything, let's target a cryptocurrency. And they targeted Bitcoin. Now, however, I think that Elon Musk got ahead of the game due to this whole cancel culture that's going on, right? And carbon footprints that has been going on. And he said, you know what? Let's stop Bitcoin. But due to this cancel culture and carbon footprints being left, let's actually pick up Dogecoin or pick up XRP. Who knows? So I definitely think that Tesla went on to pick Bitcoin due to inflation. What do you think about that, Wall Street Insider? Mr. X.
So inflation is very interesting when it comes to crypto because the inflation number that we saw, that was only for the US. Different depending on what country and depending on what stimulus package the governments did for every country, inflation numbers will be different. So in general, the West, and when I'm talking about the West, I'm talking about the U.S., I'm talking about European countries, essentially developed countries, they would definitely have an inflation numbers because of the stimulus package, the ways they did stimulus. And what I mean by that, obviously, there's an increased money supply, and therefore decreasing your purchasing power. However, when you look at other countries, we're talking about India, China, overpopulated countries where they didn't necessarily do these type of stimulus, inflation will be different. So Bitcoin in general will probably hold its value better than the dollar would. So what happens is with inflation, just like if you think about it in commodities, the value of Bitcoin would actually increase relative to the dollar. The same thing happens with oil or copper, silver. The dollar, whenever the dollar value decreases, the price on these futures or commodities would increase. So yes, and I agree with Kobe here. Inflation now, when we talk about Bitcoin, will need to be calculated at a global number or percentage to be able to understand what is the impact. So, but in terms of a dollar, it's going to actually increase the value of Bitcoin. However, now due to the different factors, because of Elon Musk and how he, essentially said they're not going to accept in Tesla, that's what's driving the price. But if he didn't say that, Bitcoin would be right now between $57,000 and $60,000.
Yeah, we saw a massive dip yesterday from Bitcoin. Massive. Let me actually, guys, let's go to CoinGecko. Let me bring that up, right? Bitcoin right now sitting at 50,232, right? Let me actually go back. But
so I'm curious, actually. Let's take a look at Bitcoin at 8:30 in the morning Eastern time on yesterday. So what's today? Today's Thursday. So Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning. What happened to Bitcoin after the release, the inflation, the CPI inflation? I'm curious.
Let me bring that up. What time was it exactly?
8:30 in the morning. So they released the inflation number, the CPI number, at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So which was much higher than people expected.
So this was yesterday, 8:30 in the morning, right?
Yep.
So 8:30 in the morning. This is basically where we saw the dip. Was right here. Yeah. Well, we actually started seeing a dip. Making sure. Okay, no, I'm actually on today's date. Let me go back. Okay, so 8:30, this 8:45, we're sitting at 56,000, but this is where it gradually started to decline at 56,000, and already actually it took a massive hit, a massive red candlestick at 1745, which is 545. That's when the first red candlestick happened.
Yeah, that's when Elon Musk tweeted probably.
Yes. So and this is basically when it went on a free fall from 54,000, right, to $48,000, and still actually fell all the way to $47,588 from 54,000. So you're talking about a $7,000, right? $8,000 around there free fall.
Yep.
So that's what took place yesterday, just because of Elon Musk's tweet.
Yeah, I mean, so it's quite incredible how much power Elon Musk has right now. He literally tweets that he's wiping his ass, and the cryptocurrency moves. So this man is incredible how much markets he's moving right now.
Is there a man that can move that much in the stock market?
At this current moment, he is the guy because his involvement in different spaces and spaces. So that's a pun. But he's involved in different areas. Renewable energy. He's involved in electric vehicles. He's involved in crypto. He's involved in space exploration. This man is changing the future. So anything that he tweets or anything that he's interested would move market. If we rewind 20, 30 years ago and Twitter was available, if Warren Buffett was tweeted that he's investing in Apple or anything else, that would have moved markets immediately. But now, because how society is so connected and we get information so fast, things move so quick nowadays, and we saw that with crypto,
with Elon Musk. So that's why I tell you guys, ring the bell, guys. Elon Musk, you need to ring the bell on his Twitter account.
Yes,
you have to.
Yes, and like, for example, actually the Crypto Ape, with George Soros, when he shorted the pound, that that broke the market, and people would have known ahead of time, it would have been way before that.
One second, Wall Street Insider. 1 second, because Jay, this is the stupidest stream I've ever seen. But yet you are here, brother. So I welcome you to the Donkey of the Day. Okay, so I lost my camera there. Let me fix my camera. I hope you can still hear me.
Yes, I could hear you.
Okay, so as long as you hear me, it's good. Let me put the spotlight on you. Okay, there you go. We're back now. Okay, so what I want to speak about now, right? Wall Street Insider. And guys, again, right? This is for you guys, bringing you guys knowledge from someone in the stock market. Because all we hear about is about cryptocurrency, and we hear YouTubers, right, left and right. But I'm actually bringing you somebody who has lived in New York, who has been in the actual Wall Street market, all right? And worked there and has been there for a decade. So I'm glad to have you here, Wall Street Insider. So again, man, shout out to you, right? We're always going to have trolls here come in, but I really appreciate that you're taking a time out of your busy schedule just to be on the stream. So I appreciate that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is that everyone is loving the Tesla stock market. So I'm going to bring that up. And can you tell us your insight, just your opinion on the Tesla stock? Because it's like everyone wants to leave the stock market, but they want to keep investing into the Tesla stock just because of Elon Musk. So can you give us some? Can you shine some light onto the Tesla stock?
Yeah. So first we need to understand how to value a stock. So we need to look at fundamentals. We need to look at the balance sheet. So the balance sheet is going to be made up of assets on one side, and the assets are going to be made up of liabilities and equity. So really high level, the value of the equity in the balance sheet should be essentially the market cap of your stock. So this is really, really high level, not to go into too much detail. So if the balance sheet of the equity does not match the market cap, this is what what we'll look into is like the price to book ratio. And the reason why the price of the stock is higher than the book is because the investor, the shareholders, are thinking that this company is going to grow, has future growth.
Okay, so you're saying that Tesla, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're saying that Tesla is not worth $571 right now?
That's essentially right. Yeah. So I think here they have a price to book ratio.
Let me look for it.
A price to equity. I think should be. I can't look at it. I can't see in front of me. But the point is, you have to look at the balance sheet. The balance sheet is the best way to look at it. So if you look at, so let me see if I can see if I'm trying to see in your.
If you could look for it, it'll help me out because again, I'm not familiar with how the stock market works. Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I just need Bloomberg is what I use, and I don't have a Bloomberg in front of me right now. But if you take $572 times the amount of outstanding shares, I'm not sure what the outstanding shares are. That will give you your market cap. So the issue here is that
one second, Wall Street Insider. I know you said that you want Bloomberg, so I'll bring up Bloomberg, and I'm not sure if you can see it actually on the screen, right? But oh lordy, these ads.
The Bloomberg is you have to pay like $30,000 a month. It's a internal computer. It's not
okay. I got you.
But it's a different. It has all the different information. But the point is the number. So the stock price times the market outstanding shares is going to give you a number. Let's just call it $1 trillion for the sake of it. And then we look at the balance sheet. So basically, a balance sheet is made up of assets on one side, and the other side is liabilities and equity. So assets equals liabilities plus equity. And when liabilities is debt and equity is how much you actually own. So whenever the equity side doesn't equal the stock price, essentially, then we have a mismatch, and the reason why we have a mismatch is because people are betting that this company is going to have the future growth needed to make up that rally. So this is why there's a lot of people that short it, because they say, well, it doesn't match the fundamentals. It doesn't, they're betting that this company is going to grow, 3 times its size in the next couple of years. And that's what's happening. That's why you see a lot of people shorting it. The Wall Street, the big Wall Street guys, you think of Nike Capital, you think of hedge funds, Ackman Capital, that they short these things because they're saying, well, it doesn't equal. It doesn't follow the fundamental rules. So that's usually how they make those big hedge funds or big investors. They look at roles and they say the fundamentals, and they short the stocks that don't necessarily match those rules. And let's just say 7 out of 10 times they make money, and 3 times, they were wrong.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what. So with Tesla, though, now in my opinion, it is the future. It's one of the it's the front runner of the this industry. So this is why the people that are short have been losing. Haven't been really been able to make money on this, because people are believing in this company. And so
Tesla,
Elon
yeah.
Musk, on Tesla, Elon Musk, as a smart man, he would essentially raise capital. Once it gets so high, he raises capital again, and he's able to continue funding better projects, improving lithium batteries. I think he's creating a gigafactory in Nevada, and it's improving the future of the company. So
yes, that he has the new factory for the Cybertrucks there, right there in Texas. So yes, he has so much stuff going on. So I know you're saying that the Tesla, right, the equity is not there for 571. It's just not worth that, right, in the equity books. I know you're saying that. So people in the stock market, they'll look at Tesla and be like, you know what? Tesla is only at $300 really worth. So let's just go ahead and short this because it's not worth $571. Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying. But but at the same time, you're saying that you do see the vision of it. So that's why you see that it's constantly growing. Yeah. But however, I do see that Tesla fluctuates a lot. So it does seem like to be a very volatile share.
Yes. So that's the issue, is that because you have other big players that they see, well, this doesn't fit the rule, they're going to short it, and at the same time, you also have the hype. You have people that, it's going down, I need to sell. You have these type of people that constantly are going in and out. And the same thing's happening in different types of market. They see a little swing down, and all of a sudden everyone sells, which pushes things down. And then you have other people, they're speculators, who are like, oh, this is cheap, I'm going to buy. So that's what drives volatility. And then obviously you have other major factors that will go with it.
Appreciate that. I appreciate your input on that so much. So I know Brent Blackwell. Brent Blackwell, I know that you're big on Tesla. All right. So you're hearing the good with the bad. So again, Wall Street Insider actually believes on Tesla. He's just giving his input from the people at actual Wall Street, right? In the stock market. Robert DeGroat, $5, man. Smash that like button and share, man. I almost missed your super chat, but I did. I'm like, oh damn, I think I saw someone super chat, so I did get it. I appreciate you so much, man. Guys, smash that like button and subscribe if you are liking the content.
Special thank you from the heart.
The Doge Dance, Mama Crypto, what's going on? Pleasure to have you. Jill Spears is on the stream. Insane. Guys, I haven't had Jill Spears on the stream, I think, in a minute, because she's always studying, trying to get ahead in life, right? So Jill Spears, part of the Discord community, guys. join the Discord community, all right? Because we're like a little family in there, all right? We take care of one another. So guys, join the Discord community where you can learn about different type of investments and as well NFT projects. And if I can't help you out, someone from my Discord channel will help you out. And of course, with Vivi, we'll help each other out all the time. So join the Discord channel. Hey, look, we can save 20% on Swanson broth at Target. Okay, that's random. Okay, so Wall Street Insider, I kicked you out. There you go. You're back. I'm sorry. Okay. So Wall Street Insider, my question to you is, do you own crypto?
I do.
Okay. And I'm asking you this because you're coming from the stock market. So when did you start investing into cryptocurrency and what made you change your mind about cryptocurrency? And how did it start?
So just like everyone in Wall Street, or the majority of the Wall Street, being very hesitant on not understanding it completely and thinking, how can you make value out of thin air? Just was essentially the big issue. I started investing in crypto, a small amount, around March, and I learned more about Bitcoin, DogeCoin, Ethereum, and just like I tell my clients, you put a small percent. If it's a really risky asset, you're going to put a small percent, because at the end of the day, you want to not miss out in any possible gains. And if you lose money, then it's not the end of the world. So, like in my case, let's just say I had $100,000. I put $1,000 in, and you diversify it. You're going to diversify that $1,000, some of it in Bitcoin, some of it in Ethereum, some of it in DogeCoin. I mean, that's what I did. And then both Ethereum and DogeCoin just skyrocketed. And then slowly, what you start seeing is that amount starts becoming a bigger asset allocation of your portfolio.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when that happens, you have to be smart about it. If it's something that you can still afford to lose, you keep it. But if it's something that you start thinking, well, if you do like a quarterly rebalance or annually rebalance, you should think of getting, rebalancing back to the original portfolio. And that way, if it goes down, you don't lose those gains.
Yes. So how has been your ROI compared to, I don't know, some type of news share that you just invested in around the same time?
Well,
you don't have to speak about the numbers specifically, but
for crypto, like I've seen over 100% gains on crypto, obviously in comparison to the stock market.
Was your problem getting so you just started? Okay, before I keep going, because I'm getting this question a lot. Yeah. Bruce Lawrence is asking, I'm still asking, how can we follow this guy on your feed? What's your Twitter feed? And also Rudy is asking, yo, Wall Street Insider Twitter handle. So can you answer that? And
so I'm actually not a big social media person. I don't have Twitter. I have the Twitter, but it's literally just to follow Elon Musk, follow Trump, follow Biden, follow, all the big names, because these people move markets. Like I remember whenever Trump would tweet, that man would also move market. If he said we're gonna bomb someone, well, guess what? Oil is gonna skyrocket. So Twitter is a really good tool to essentially get news, but I don't post anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So again, you're giving out great information. So I'm liking what you're talking about. And of course, Donald Trump did move markets, right? Donald Trump, guys, this is nothing dealing with politics. Okay, this is just investments and just finance. Okay, so get off your feelings. It's not about Republicans and Democrats over here. But yes, Donald Trump did move. So they're asking if you have an OnlyFans, but but yeah, but that's okay. So listen, but Donald Trump did move markets, and you're absolutely right. If he tweeted something out there, maybe the oil price will start going up. So you're absolutely right, and you do make a lot of sense in that. So yes, we could continue. We continue with what I was asking you. I lost my train of thought here. What was it that I had asked you? Oh man, I'm sorry I cut you out, but that question was coming up. Was coming up a lot.
So, you were saying, I guess some people are asking, hey, how do they know if I'm the real thing or the real,
Yeah, and that's like their question because they want sources, they want information, and guys, Bruce Lawrence, right? He basically just wants credibility, he wants credentials. Yep. But guys, this is not the first time that I bring someone on here that wants to remain anonymous. I did bring Andre from Roberto, the one that actually exposed the Dogecoin whale, that it was actually Robinhood. And Andre from Roberto always comes and says, I might be Andre from Roberto, I might not be Andre from Roberto, I might be from Spain, I might be from Europe or the United States, right? He always says some type of statement like that. So remind you guys, some of these guys want to remain anonymous. Look at the person that created Bitcoin, right? Satoshi. So sometimes these people just want to remain anonymous. All right, I just want to put that out there. It's not the first time that I bring someone on here that wants to remain anonymous. But yes, you could, if you want to address that, that's up to you.
So, reference Brent's question: which crypto is getting into moving forward? I'll give you quickly. So Bitcoin right now, it's a very deflationary vehicle. So if right now most investors are betting that Bitcoin is going to be the currency of the future, and I disagree with that for the reason that it's a deflationary vehicle. So whenever there's a deflationary instrument, you tend to have economies fall. So that's why I think crypto, the Bitcoin doesn't necessarily work well. Ethereum and even DogeCoin is a little bit more promising, and that goes along with other cryptos. But Bitcoin is definitely one of those things that I think it's going to hit a ceiling soon. But when I don't know. It could continue going up for a while, and then eventually it'll crash.
And you're absolutely right. And I know that you're not, such an expert when it comes to cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin will actually hit that cap in 2130. We'll be long gone by then, unless Elon Musk comes out with something, right? Yeah. But we'll be long gone by then. By 2130, that's when it reaches the cap, and all of the Bitcoin have been mined. However, Dogecoin, right, could actually somehow withstand a whole entire nation because it has that unlimited supply. So it's just different tokenomics. But I do remember actually what we were talking about, and it was it says, "Mama Crypto, you're thinking about OnlyFans through that train of thought." What we're talking about is, right, what got you into cryptocurrency, from the stock market to cryptocurrency, and your ROI compared to a new investment that you made with the stock market. Like, what made you transition into cryptocurrency?
In all honesty, it was I was wondering what the Reddit community was thinking about GameStop, and I came across your channel, and then I had learned more about the crypto and understanding the crypto community better. And because I also study, so part of my job is understanding behavioral finance. So behavioral finance is very important in understanding where clients are going to put money and why they want to put money. And crypto was a big thing. And currently at this very moment, what's driving crypto is not necessarily fundamentals or future cash flows. It's being driven by behavioral finance. So if any of you guys have a CFA, level 3, the books on level 3, and that's all behavioral finance. So if whoever was trying to figure out my credibility, that's there's my my proof.
Can you explain what that is, the CFA, for people here that do not know, including myself? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have no idea.
So
I'm not just gonna make myself sound smart because hey, I have no idea either. So
the CFA, it's a there's 3 tests that you have to take. It's 3 levels. It's the Chartered Financial Analyst, and each test is consists of 5 different textbooks, and you have to self-study. And once you pass level 1, then you take level 2, and then level 3. And these are excruciating tests, essentially testing you in every aspect of finance and making sure that you are able to advise clients. Because if you don't have the knowledge, then people won't be able to trust you with their money. So level 3 is all about behavioral finance, and what we're currently seeing in the cryptocurrency is 100%. Hype, FOMO. It's all behavioral finance.
I appreciate that, and you touching back on some of just your education and basic background on where you're coming from. So I appreciate you breaking that down, because people just they do want to know your credentials to some certain degree, because I could just invite anyone on here, right, and put the same avatar you on and call himself Wall Street Insider.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you, just giving more information, a little bit about yourself. And again, I wouldn't want to expose you and put you out there at risk, but I do appreciate that you do give some background about yourself.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you invested into Dogecoin?
I am. I actually.
So I know you said that you found me on my channel, and of course, obviously, right, you were exploring and trying to figure out what is this whole cryptocurrency. Okay, it is getting serious. It's time for me to take a look at it. So I appreciate you finding my channel and reaching out to me and how we connected. And you finally took, we're able to come out on the stream. I've been trying to get you on the stream now for a while. So I appreciate you a lot, because guys, you don't understand how I've been trying to get Wall Street Insider on a stream. All right. So it's not something that happened overnight. So I appreciate it on here. But what made you actually say, okay, let me invest into Dogecoin? Is it because Mark Cuban? Is it because Elon Musk? Or were you just playing around with it just because how they say that it's an introduction of cryptocurrency? Have fun with it, like Mark Cuban said in the beginning.
It's a mix of everything, right? It's the hype behind it, and also because I also am victim of a behavioral finance. I don't want to miss out on potential gains. And I definitely invested right on time. I came across your channel. I was able to buy in at 12 cents for DogeCoin. And that, that essentially, that hype is what drove the gain, because from April 12, let's just say, I think it was the gain, or 20th, to now, nothing really fundamentally has changed with DogeCoin. Like, the developers have not changed anything about it. It's still the same as it was yesterday. So that being said, right, the only thing that's driving is hype. People are now accepting this potential currency. And if big companies like Amazon, Walmart, they start accepting cryptocurrencies, and the question is, the big question will be, which currency will they accept? That's what's going to actually drive and give faith to the currency. So the reason why I'm going long on DogeCoin is because the popularity of it. That's what's caused, and that's what might cause other corporations to essentially accept it as a platform for them to pay or exchange for a product. Once that happens, well, guess what? Now that currency is going to be much closer to $1. The value of it to $1. Now, would it increase more than $1? That's the hard part to understand, because for me, it's a little bit conceptually, I don't understand how some of these assets, unless it's limited, like Bitcoin, I don't understand how it goes more than $1, because being the dollar is the global currency, you could almost say.
Yeah. I have done live streams explaining Dogecoin and its unlimited supply, right? And I wouldn't like to get into it now, but for sure, in another live stream, I could, hit you up and you could, check it out. When I do talk about that, I call it, Doge education.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why is because Dogecoin, we want to use it as peer-to-peer currency. We want to use it for our daily usage. And I know that you invest into Dogecoin because of the popularity of it, and maybe, some type of FOMO struck you. But Dogecoin at the same time has a lot of utility. There is no other cryptocurrency that is being used as much as Dogecoin is actually being used, right? We have Dogecoin maybe in the future now actually going into Tesla, right? We have them on OnlyFans, on Chatterbait, on Grubhub, Kumo Knives, Daytona Nissan for down payment on vehicles. And we have them now on BitPay that you could actually make Amazon payments with. So just understand the utility of Dogecoin, right? And we use it to tip other influencers and creators. But now we're even using it to tip the person who drops off our pizza delivery. So just understand how far Dogecoin is actually going. What other cryptocurrency is doing that? Definitely not Bitcoin. Because when people talk about cryptocurrency, oh, what's that? Is that Bitcoin? But no. Right, Dogecoin has actually adapted so much besides popularity because it is the second biggest crypto community now, but it actually has usage.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Well, we saw this now with SpaceX, where they accepted Dogecoin as payment. I forgot what the company is called, like Geospace or something of that sort.
Yes, we're seeing that happen now, and SpaceX is going to be incredible. By the way, guys, shout out to Upshot. I'm going to be in the Upshot channel Friday night, guys. All right. So Upshot, we have another YouTuber in the house. Upshot, man. Appreciate you stopping by the by the video, the live stream. So Upshot is in the house, guys. Everybody, welcome to Upshot. And one of the comments that I wanted to talk about, and I want you to keep that SpaceX thought on you. All right, just in case I lose my train of thought. It happens sometimes. I'm waiting for someone to ask if Alpha has OnlyFans. So if Alpha has OnlyFans, it is time to get busy, right? No, I don't have OnlyFans, and I'm not going to be taking off my shirt. I've been getting that comment so many times. All right, Nick Balls might take his shirt off, but I'm not taking off my shirt. At least not yet. But yes, Upshot is in the building. So Wall Street Insider, can you touch on SpaceX? And I do believe that they will be releasing some stocks in the future, right? IPO, Coinbase touching up on an IPO. What are your thoughts on SpaceX, Starlink, if you know about Starlink, and Coinbase on IPO?
So SpaceX is currently, if you're into alternative investment or private equity funds, and if you're rich enough, you would have been able to invest in those, and you would have made, almost 300% return on those things. SpaceX is definitely going to be the future because they're going to not only provide space tourism, but there was an exploration, but they're going to be funded with government contracts, not only the U.S., but across the globe, right, because of the reusable rockets. So
yes,
that being said,
which is big.
That's huge. And they're cutting costs significantly. Then you also have Starlink. Before you know it, you're gonna the internet that you're using, you're probably using AT&T or some Verizon broadband. That's gonna be gone. You're gonna have a huge competitor. Well, for you, not necessarily, because in the city, if you live in an apartment, it's harder to have the satellite internet. But satellite internet is going to change the world so much. I will be able to literally go to Hawaii and trade stock in the middle of the mountain from there. I'll be able to do my job and advise clients from the top of Oahu, or Maui, or even Mount Everest if I wanted to. So Starlink is going to change the world in that sense, and it's going to have so much demand, especially now that we saw in the pandemic that people could work remotely, but obviously you're limited to only, cities or, civilized areas. Can you imagine if now we have satellite internet, and essentially you could go to the middle of the desert and work from there if you wanted?
Yes. And they actually launched 2 satellites, one in the North Pole and South Pole, which is amazing. So if you want to go live in the North Pole just for, I don't know, fuck's sake, right? You're going to have high-speed internet, which is insane, and I love it. So imagine, right? Starlink guys is going to be big, and why Starlink is going to be so fast is because they're actually Starlink satellites will be 100 miles closer than the average satellite. So that's why it's going to be faster. Now there's something that you did touch up on that I wanted to ask you. Man, I gotta start writing these things down, guys. I'm getting old. My memory is it's flying. I know you talk about Starlink.
Well, someone asked me why is the U.S. taking so long, or I assume it was the U.S., but regulation. I think on crypto, I'm trying to look for the message. Just once.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find that comment.
Someone says that I'm lying.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's talking about. What it is that you're lying about. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
So no star. Why do you think it's taking so long to regulate crypto? So the crypto space, it's quite difficult to say why the legislators haven't put regulation, but we live in a free market. A free market with an invisible hand, essentially, is what they call it, that would direct the markets to in general. So we especially here in the U.S. being so capitalistic, you're gonna have so much pushback if they start putting regulation. Now, if you go to other countries like India, where this is a true threat to their currency, that's why they put so essentially prohibited. Now in the US, it's an evolving arena, and they don't know how to deal with it yet. So it's definitely going to be a mix of a threat to the US dollar, and at the same time they don't have the infrastructure understanding of how to even track it. If yes, everything is on a blockchain, but can you imagine how to even track people, like who if they look at the address of X1235678, who that belongs to, they have no way to match that to a person, or at least that I know of. But I'm sure the NSA.
Yeah, it's not public information, but
Yeah.
we can't really see who that wallet belongs to.
Yeah. So
yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So long story short, the regulations will probably come, but there's just no clear way, because if they start putting regulation then on those things, it's probably going to loop, or essentially it's going to touch on all their assets that it's not good for the economy. Essentially, you're gonna slow down the economy in a certain way. You're gonna make the market crash in other areas that's not intended for.
By the way, Forrest crying out loud, I'm very bullish when it comes to OMI, and I'm starting the OMC club, the OMI Millionaire Club. The first 8 will get a Staying Alpha t-shirt. However, that will be sometime next week. All right, I've been getting bombarded with that. But have you heard about OMI, Wall Street Insider?
I'm not too familiar with it. I think this is the one where Vivi is using as a crypto. But
yes, I know you do follow my channel, so yes, that's what it's about. It's NFTs. So I know that you do not know much about OMI. So Forrest crying out loud, my thoughts on OMI is I love it. All right, they actually, one of the news that just came out, they made one of the member cornos. I think his name was Ritmo. They made him actually animated. That just came out like 2 hours ago. I'm trying to reach 1 million OMIs, and I see so much potential in OMI. Today's drop was amazing, and a lot of money to be made. All right, this NFT that dropped today could give you 10x, 120x. All right, depends which one you got. But what is your opinion on NFTs, bro? We could talk about NBA Top Shots. We could talk about Vivi. Or we could just talk about people, right? And all these other art designs. What is your opinion on that?
So NFTs, to my opinion, is I think it's a complete lie. I think it's a complete BS, personally. And that being said, I do buy NFTs, but I resell them quickly, because the same reason. It's because of behavioral finance. There's so much hype for it that people are looking to say, oh, I want to buy that too, because they think they're gonna. So to give you an example, between me and you, right, there's a Louis Vuitton purse. It's just a regular purse, and between me and you, we say, okay, that's worth $50. All right, it's just a piece of leather, and wrapped with a handle, and that's it. Nothing fancy. And we say $50, $20 was worth the material, and we'll say another $30 was the cost of labor. That's what it will cost you if it didn't have the Louis Vuitton. However, we asked a couple girls, women, and they tell you that they will pay $1,000 for that purse. Well, guess what? Now the market is $1,000, right? For that. But if the market was only me and you, it would only be $50. So that's what's happening with NFTs, right? There are people out there that are willing to pay, $300,000 for a digital art. Let's just call it, right? Like for me, that's the cost of making that would probably be, I don't know, let's just say the camera guy, for that, we paid him $30 for that 2 seconds, and maybe $50 for, the person to edit it. That's it. That's max. But people are out there willing to pay so much money for something that is essentially worthless in my mind. But as long as someone is out there willing to pay, well, guess what? I am more than happy to pay, the $9 pack and then resell it to someone that's willing to pay me a lot more than that. But
So you think that NFT overall is a bubble?
I definitely think it's a bubble.
Okay,
So,
we're going to touch up on that now in a little bit. I'm about the platform, not the NFT. Force crying out loud. If you want, I'm not sure if you're talking about the VV platform, right? Because that is the platform that Ecomi operates on. Without the VV platform, the OMI token is absolutely crap, right? So I'm very bullish when it comes to OMI. It is my favorite token. Second is Dogecoin. But to answer your question, I think that OMI has great potential. If they do announce the Disney license, all right, followed by the Avengers license, which we believe they have, I could see OMI definitely do a 10x. And if they do announce the Pokemon license, which we all speculate that they have, I could see it 100x. And without that being addressed, I could see OMI being anywhere from the 5 cent to 10 cent mark by end of the year. Mind you, we're half a penny and less right now, right? So you could get massive ROI. But if they do announce the Disney license, the Avenger license, or the Pokemon license, I could see easily OMI going to $1. However, OMI will be on 2 exchanges by the end of this month. 1 or 2 exchanges per the co-founder, Dan. All right. So I do see OMI being very, very bullish. All right. The end of this month, I can see us going back to the penny and more, perhaps 2 pennies. It all depends what exchange that we're in. Are we going to Binance? Are we going to Gemini? KuCoin? It all depends. So we'll see where we're at once they actually announce what exchange we're going to. But guys, OMI is my favorite token. All right. So I do love OMI and I do see OMI going somewhere. And that's why I started the OMC club, the OMI Millionaire Club, because I don't want to be the only one on top of the mountain. I want all of you guys to be on top of the mountain with me. And I do have a super chat. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Wall Street Insider. BTT and STMX, what is your opinion? Bro, both of them are 2 great tokens. However, I am not invested in them. Okay, so I can't give you my personal advice on BTT and STMX. So I am so sorry about that because I'm not invested in them. However, I've seen the track record. I've seen especially BTT grow. And I see the potential in them. My Discord channel, I've had some members that they have talked about it before. Again, I'm so sorry. I cannot help you out. I'm very bullish on Dogecoin, OMI. I know about Cardano, XRP, AOS, Rarible, Rarity, but BTC and STMX, I'm not familiar with them, so I can't help you out with them, bro. So I'm sorry to answer your questions, but following the track and following BTT, I do see them going somewhere. So either way, I appreciate your super chat. And again, you could always request a super chat back with YouTube, but I do not invest in them. However, they do have a good track record.
A special thank you from the heart.
But I appreciate you. So guys, everyone on here, right? Behavior finance is a study of the influence of psychology on the behavior of investors or financial analysts. It also includes the subsequent effects on the markets. It focuses on the facts that the investors are not always rational, have limits to their self-control, and are influenced by their own biases. I know a lot of you guys are like, man, what is Alpha bringing tonight? I'm bringing something completely from left field, and I love it, man. I love it because I'm loving the mixed opinions on the comments. Some of you guys love it. Some of you guys hate it. Some of you are neutral about it, right? So I love it. Now, what Wall Street Insider, I'm going to bring him back on stage. he's talking about the Tulip Effect, all right, which is a big bubble. In February 1637, tulip traders could no longer find new buyers willing to pay increasingly inflated prices for their bulbs. As the realization set in, the demand for tulips collapsed and prices plummeted. The speculative bubble burst. Okay, so let me pull up this chart for you guys, and this was the tulip numbers. We see this rise 1636 and 37 all the way down. This is just history. Now, Alpha, what are you saying, that VV and OMI is just a bubble? No, I do think that I'm bringing back Wall Street Insider. I do think that NFTs are a bubble. Yes, absolutely. However, I think that once this bubble bursts, only the major NFTs will remain, and one of them being OMI, all right, which is Ecomi, of course, Vivi. I do see them remaining. Maybe NBA Top Shots, but NBA Top Shots, guys, we're seeing the prices. Pew. But that's what we're seeing with NBA Top Shots. That's why, Alpha, you no longer talk about NBA Top Shots. I don't, because I don't recommend it anymore. I did lose my camera one more time. Wall Street Insider, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you.
Okay, let me fix my camera. So, yes, you did give your opinion on NFTs and how they're a bubble, and that's why I did bring up the Tulip Effect. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Are you familiar with the Tulip Effect?
Yep. This is one of the famous bubbles that you have to study in finance. So essentially the tulip is, back in the 1600s, just someone decided, they loved it, they liked it, and they started selling it in the market. Before you know it, there was a hype, essentially, like, oh, I want that. I was like, oh, there's, and people were just, in today's dollar, they're probably paying thousands, $10,000 for, something of that sort. And eventually hit a point where all of a sudden people realize, why the heck am I paying so much for this tulip? Or, why it's not giving you any fundamental value. All it really was is a flower. And after a week or so, the flower was dead, and that's it. It's gone. But this is the most famous bubble. And we have other bubbles that have occurred. You have the housing bubble back in the '08. You have the internet bubble. You have, these bubbles that essentially, and now potentially you have the crypto bubble. We might even be in a bubble right now in the equities market. However, that's a little harder to explain because there's actually fundamental values in there. So the bubble here is when people are overpricing something that is worth more than its value, and identifying that it's a bigger challenge than it's always easy to do it in hindsight, but in real time it's quite difficult to say when is the bubble going to pop, because we never know, right? People could essentially have this this hyped ideology for a long time. So I do believe that, I think some of the cryptos are in a bubble stage, but the question is, when is it going to pop? I do think NFTs are a bubble for sure. And I do think we see it slowly popping. So if you go to the NBA Top Shot, and you go, let's just say you bought a LeBron James NFT back in, let's just say, January, you probably would have paid $100. Now it's that same NFT is worth $50, $40. So what we're seeing is slowly people are, the prices are slowly going down, and we see it. If you were to go, I don't know if you want to bring up NBA Top Shot, the cheapest NFT back in, like, I think March or February, was always like $9. You will not find a cheaper NFT below that. Now, if you look at the cheapest NFT, is probably $2 to $3. There's definitely a crash happening in the NFT, and part of it's because the NBA is oversupplying it. So there's definitely a supply and demand.
And you're absolutely right, because guys, no lie to you, this is why I stopped NBA Top Shots. A month ago, all the cars were at least $9. But then NBA Top Shots just started releasing pack after pack after pack after pack. They got greedy, and now we're looking at $2. We're seeing from $9 minimum, this went down over 80% to $2. Insane. And that's why I said, you know what? I'm giving up on NBA Top Shots. And I started selling my cards.
So here you can see now, the cheapest is now $2, which now gives you no return. I remember I will buy an NBA pack for $9, and I will sell each individual card or moment for $10 or $11. So essentially I would triple my money. But obviously, it's NBA Top Shot. You're only limited to one pack. It's not like you could do it 100 times. So this is what's, I think, with NFTs is they're currently in a bubble, and I think that's the same.
I completely agree with you, and that's why I say yes, NFTs are a bubble, guys. However, VV is one of those projects that when the bubble bursts, VV will remain. Poor Man Printing is another YouTuber that's on here with us. So Poor Man Printing, I completely agree with you. Look at the Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's going from 15,000, 10,000, probably 8,000 if you're lucky. So we're seeing these prices increase. However, that is VV. The rest of these projects, guys, beware. We're definitely seeing that with NBA Top Shots. Let me see. I think people just don't understand NFC yet. Wait until you can put them on your wall. Rudy S, you could actually put some around your house. And basically is that I wish I had a picture frame with me. But let's say this is a picture frame, right? This beer mug is a picture frame, right? Very pretty. Or whatever, it's a beer mug. But then it'll have a barcode, the QR code of your NFT that you actually own this, right? They'll print it out for you, but then digital, you own it and it's yours, but they'll give you a copy. Well, yes, you could have it around your house. However, I still think it's a bubble. For most of these sites, guys, it's just getting fluctuated. Come on, man. Snoop Dogg NFTs, Eminem NFTs, it's getting insane. Tom Brady NFTs, everybody wants an NFT now. It's just getting saturated. It was a great idea, and that's what we have. The crypto kittens that blew up. What's the other one called? The crypto heads. I forgot the name of it. Right, we're seeing those blow up, but then it just got saturated. However, VV is augmented reality, and we're talking about the VV verse. We're talking about Street Fighters actually fighting each other. That's what I love, and we're talking about licensing. So that's why VV, I don't see it going anywhere. Staying off as a collector, NFT will remain. This burst is going to be just a mere correction. The Tulip argument isn't going to be as extreme as indicated. You can look at physical items. 3GP, I agree with you, and I don't agree with you. I love you, 3GP. You know I do, but I agree with you, and I don't. NFTs, I think that we are in a bubble. And guys, I have said that. That's why with NBA Top Shots, I say, man, I don't have no emotional attachment to these cards. I'm gonna get rid of them. And we're seeing that happen with NBA Top Shots, 3GP. NBA Top Shots, guys, my lowest card was $9. And Wall Street Insider is absolutely right. It was $9. Now it's $2. It's insane. Like every pack, I was able to double my money or at least get my money in return. Now, with this last drop, the rare card, I spent $150. And my rare card is only worth $85. And I got common cards that are just worth $2. So I probably made $100 and I lost $50. So yes, NFTs, at least with NBA Top Shots, is going down under. NFT, NBA Top Shot turning junk wax era for NFT. I completely agree with you, Low Roller. Yep, I don't even try and buy any packs of NBA Top Shot. My cards are not selling no more. I agree with you, Poor Man Printing. It was great when I first started talking about it and before, but now it got saturated. And that's the same thing that's happening with OpenSea, with Rarible, and at the same time, we have gas fees for Ethereum. It got insane. VV is the wave. K4 Rim, you know what? I'm going to give you the Einstein comment of the day. Loving the VV platform. Wall Street Insider, you need to buy OMI. This is not financial advice.
I'll put a small portion. I just don't know how to buy it because it's not in the
Yeah, no, we can
popular
connect. We can
exchange.
connect, and I'll teach you how to buy it. But Omi, man, is going to be so huge. I'm just loving that project. Wait until NFTs are interactive in real life with us. Who doesn't want a little gizmo they could have in real life with you, and then have him get wet. And actually, Omi's headed that way. When we're driving the DeLorean or something like that, they're expecting it to have actual crash effects when you run into something, or for it to go up or downhill. That could actually happen. But Snowball, by the way, Snowball is on our Discord channel, guys. Very active member, and I'm surprised that Snowball's here with us. So shout out to Snowball for being on here with us. 3GP saying off on my physical baseball cards that lost value back when now does. So it's dependent on the item and its significance. Agreed. Of course. Okay, so this actually goes back to one of the questions that I was going to give you, Wall Street Insider. What is your opinion with cryptocurrency? Because I know the stock market, when you buy into GameStop or when you buy into Tesla or Apple, you're buying something that is tangible, right? But cryptocurrency is not tangible. Can you explain your opinion, your thoughts on that, on why it made you change to invest into crypto? And, just on the tangibility aspect?
Yeah, so the reason why I think the crypto has some value, there's two things here. You have the decentralized ledger, essentially, that you have the blockchain, which essentially there's no way to hack it. So the security of it seems much more safer than a bank that's FDIC insured. So that technology itself has a huge value that maybe it might not necessarily be perfect for Bitcoin or Ethereum. It might be for a different currency. The problem with the market is like everyone's guessing to see which one is the future. And obviously the big ones right now are Bitcoin and Ethereum, which look most promising. And potentially even Binance, the BNB. Those are probably the three biggest ones. And then you have these smaller ones that are coming out, like DogeCoin. Now, the sense of tangibility, well, to be honest, we are living in a world where we're paying with our Apple Pay. We're paying with, our watches. We don't carry money anymore. We don't carry dollar bills and pennies and coins. We are already essentially transitioning into a paperless currency. So in other words, it's not tangible anymore. It's all going to be all digital. So that's the issue. Essentially, the U.S. government is going to start removing coins because it's more expensive to create some of the coins than the actual value. Like the penny, to create a penny costs 1.5 cents than the actual value of the penny. So do expect that in the near future is that we are going to slowly remove the actual tangibility of currencies, even if we don't necessarily transition to crypto.
Yes, and that is the difference exactly with cryptocurrency, because everything's just going digital, is no longer tangible. Bruce Lawrence, I had a super chat up for a while. Bruce Lawrence, all I can tell you is that you're saying kindergarten talk, right? But at the same time, we're starting like this for everyone on the live stream. If you're on level 10, Bruce, good for you. And we always got to ride on Bruce because Bruce does not support Dogecoin. However, Bruce loves the channel. All right. He says that he's drinking tonight. He loves Dogecoin somewhat, but he doesn't invest in it. He's a straight up Cardano fan. But Wall Street Insider, I appreciate you for being on here. Let me give Bruce
a special thank you from the heart.
But Bruce, you got to be more open-minded, bro, because everyone here is actually getting some good information out here. So Wall Street Insider, man, I appreciate you once again for being on the live stream. But either way, guys, if you have any questions for Wall Street Insider, go ahead and put them on the comment because Wall Street Insider has to go. And Wall Street Insider, again, I appreciate you for being on the live stream tonight, man. It means a lot because I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. You let me know. Next time you need me to give some stock advice, I'll come with a pitch.
Yes, because the thing is that what people on the YouTube, on the stream right now do not understand is that I could bring in another YouTuber, right? And he could tell you what you want to hear. But when you bring someone actually in the field and you hear the left opinion, right? It's like a shock to the brain. It's like you just got hit and it's like, what is this that I'm hearing? I'm not liking it. But guys, that's why I said, take this with an open mind. All right. We are all about crypto, but at the same time, take this with an open mind. All right. If we have someone coming from the stock market, just understand their views. All right. And just take it however you want. You want to keep some information. If you don't, that's fine. But that's the whole point, is that I love to tell you guys to always diversify. Let me see. Bruce Lawrence. I'm trying to see if I have any questions for you before I do let you go. Yeah. And again, guys, so touching up with, go ahead.
So if to finish off before I leave, if there's one thing that you should do in investing, the biggest thing is to diversify. No matter, and you want to invest for long term. If you're going to invest for short term, investing is not for you. Invest long term. You're gonna hold, and you're gonna see your money grow, over a course of 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And the other thing is, you want to be putting money. The trick to creating wealth is you get a paycheck. Your paycheck is $500. Well, put $50. Put it into your brokerage account and just invest it. Put it on safe company. Put it on Apple. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Microsoft, Coca-Cola. Or to be even better, invest in SPY. Once you have $400, buy a stock of SPY and just leave it there for long term. Do not be a victim of of the fear, and then taking it out. So the biggest thing is put money and invest it long term. And if you do crypto, you want to put $50 every week or every month. Put it in crypto, but don't touch it. Just leave it there for long term. And
yes,
then
and
by the time you're 40, 50. Yeah.
And this is all buy and hold with the stock market, because Lord of Memory Coin saying the trick to creating wealth is saving your money. He's not saying that the Lord of Memory Coins. He's saying to actually, he's giving you advice on where to put your money at. Do you have any advice for Don?
Yes.
Don is actually one of the viewers on here a lot. Any opinion on cannabis?
Any opinion on cannabis stock? So cannabis stock is actually a very interesting. I will tell you, look for an ETF that trades cannabis stocks. And cannabis stock for the past year had a huge correlation with Bitcoin. And obviously, after Elon Musk, that started to divert. But cannabis stocks are actually still performing well. The growth in cannabis is still expected to be growing, because as more states are legalizing it, you're going to have other market share where they could grab. So I do, in my opinion, this is not a financial advice, this is my opinion, is you will see bigger growth in the next coming years as other states legalize the cannabis.
My last question to you, and this is my last question because you're breaking up for some reason. AMC, that has been interesting with GameStop starting to squeeze now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. So, please answer from Snowball. She's from my Discord, so please answer it.
She says AMC though. So AMC, it's another business that, because of this the streaming, Netflix, have Disney Plus. It's no business, but I do think it's going to stay living there. I do not foresee people.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up really bad. Can you hear me? You're breaking up really bad. Is there any way that you could rejoin and answer this last question? Because you're breaking up really bad. Wall Street. Okay, so he left us. He is rejoining. Snowball, I got you with your answer. Because I know that you're talking about AMC on Discord for a while. So he will be back to answer your question. And then from there, we're going to dismiss him. Guys, but I have to tell you guys, right? Bruce is drunk. I don't know what's going on with Bruce. Guys, Lord of the Memory Coins. I know you guys are very bullish on crypto. Guys, I love crypto too. But this is why I bring someone else, because sometimes our brains like to put barrier on something else that we just do not know. So that's why I'm bringing someone, all right, from the stock market. I need more money to buy OMI and Dogecoin. Okay, so he is back. Hello?
Hello.
Wall Street Insider. Okay. So I think I can hear you better now.
I hope so. But what I was saying is for AMC, it is potentially overpriced. And you probably still see people shorting it unless AMC reinvents itself in some way. So what you should look at, what was the price before the pandemic, before Reddit users started buying it and going long. That will probably give you a good indication of what it was prior to the pandemic and what the value was. Because I think back then, I don't know, maybe it was $20, $40, and now it's at 120 something. I can't remember the stock, but long story short, it's probably still overpriced and it'll probably continue going down because of the fundamentals. Now, unless they
AMC is actually at $12.77.
Oh, okay, so I'm confusing with probably GameStop. But it's a very similar story where the fundamentals are probably still not matching the value. But anyways, so the point what I was trying to tell you earlier is diversify, put money every week or every month, put into an investment account and invest it. Don't necessarily save it, because if you just leave it in the bank doing nothing, well, you're already losing, because if you put $100 in your savings account, a month from now, that $100 is already worth less because of inflation. You always want to invest it out there. Make your money work for you. This is how rich people get richer.
Yes. So now, Ghost Hunter, let me tell you something. Same thing with Mark Cuban, right? Mark Cuban does not say DogeCoin. He says DogeCoin. A lot of people that are investing into the stock into stock investments are just getting to cryptocurrency. So it's the same thing, right? Message Mark Cuban and tell him the same thing, because it just happens. I'm getting someone from the stock world onto cryptocurrency. So understand the difference. That's why he doesn't say Dogecoin, right? He says DogeCoin. Same as Mark Cuban. So my last question to you, right? For AMC, you don't see it holding its value at $12.77. You actually see it plunging more?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I'm not too knowledgeable on what it was before, so you just have to look at the fundamentals. So if last year in March, what was it, $4, $5 maybe? That's probably closer to what the fundamentals were, because after that, you had the pandemic that happened, and then you had the hype. So
it was at just last year. It was at $1.98 a year from now.
So, but you got to look at before the pandemic, because the pandemic definitely, caused it to tank.
That is very true. But I mean, before the pandemic, so looking at 5 years back, I mean, the highest it was, this is December 16, was $33. However, 2016 was a long time ago.
No. So
right?
You want to look at February of 2020.
February 2020?
Yeah.
So February 2020, we're looking at 1 second. I'm looking at it now. $14.03. Right now it's at $12.77.
Okay, so maybe it is already in. So right now, the reason maybe it's actually it might potentially go up then, as the theaters start opening back up. However, that being said, they don't have the cash flows to really support that value right now. So it might go up later once people reopen and people start going to the theaters. So I can't tell you for sure, because I haven't really looked at the fundamentals for that company.
Okay, no, but I completely do agree with you. Now that we're getting out of the pandemic, seeing that AMC February 2020 was at $14, then we should be seeing AMC actually rise back up to where it's at, right? With the movie theaters opening back up. I remember the last movie that I saw was Harley Quinn on Valentine's Day, whenever that came out.
Mm.
That was a long time ago. But either way, Wall Street Insiders, man, I appreciate you being on the live stream. I look forward to you being on the live stream again. I know that most of the audience did appreciate you being on here. However, this is crypto. So understand there is going to be backlash. So that's why I appreciate you being on here, because I know that I was, expecting some type of backlash for this.
No, I'm okay with backlash. That is what I deal with clients all the time, and clients, they want to go, they want to go long 100% on GameStop, and I'm the one that tells them, no, that's wrong. That's too risky. That's not what you want.
Yes, because being with stocks, you have a safety net.
Yes.
Exactly. And crypto is like more like, let's double down and fuck it. Let's just YOLO our money.
Exactly. So my job is to, essentially conserve your wealth.
Yeah. And I understand the difference. I'm not saying YOLO our money, guys. I always say, put in what you can, but just understand the difference from where he works, where he's coming from, to the cryptocurrency world. That's why it's just two different opinions. However, they are very similar. Wall Street Insider, man, I appreciate you being on the live stream tonight. And I hope I do have you on here once again. Just to end it off, you have been cutting off very bad right now. But if somebody wants to get into the stock market, what website can you recommend?
You definitely want to be up to date with news. So Wall Street, Reuters, Bloomberg.
No, to buy into shares. What website do you recommend?
So you want to use something like Fidelity. You want to make sure you're able to use, and Robinhood could probably be good as well. I personally use Fidelity because you want to know how to use it well. You want to make sure you do limit orders, make sure you put rules on, when to buy, when to sell, stop losses. So I don't know. I'm not familiar with the other platforms like Robinhood.
Okay.
And and then the other thing is to be able to buy options and so forth. So
if someone wants to remain at a safety net, right, with just 7% returns or 9% return, which is the average, just Fidelity and just get on ETFs.
Yep, ETFs is the best way to go for long-term investment.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys. For anyone trying to get into Fidelity, once you sign up, they will send you a code and they will mail it to your house. Fidelity is a good website to go ahead and buy stocks. Again, I appreciate you, Wall Street Insider. Maybe one day we could have just a straight up stock advice for anyone here that's trying to buy into stock companies and shares and ETFs. So once again, I appreciate you, and once again, man, thank you for being on the live stream.
Yeah, no problem. Bye, guys.
Appreciate you.
Stay alpha.
Bye. Yes, always remember, right? Stay alpha.
Stay alpha. Bye.
Appreciate you, man. Take care. So yes, guys. Once again, I do appreciate him being on here, guys, because it's somebody from the stock world. Why am I going to bring you another YouTuber, right? When it's just the same thing all over again. Dogecoin, 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 Dogecoin. That's why I stopped talking about Dogecoin, because I like to diversify. So just understand that. That's why I talk about AOS. I talk about Dogecoin. I talk about Cardano. I talk about OMI. I talk about Rarity. I talk about the Atari project. I like to talk about these things, guys, because we need to diversify. Get out of the Dogecoin mindset of just let me follow this YouTuber that talks about Dogecoin every single day because that's what I follow. So if you do that, shame on you. I'm going to tell you straight up. And I always keep it honest. I always keep it 100%. If all you follow is Dogecoin, I feel sorry for you, bro, because this is not 100%. All right. So understand that, guys. Yes, I do have a lot of money involved in Dogecoin. I have made a lot of money on Dogecoin. However, diversify. All right. And I always tell that, guys. Brent Blackwell is one of them. He started investing into OMI when OMI started picking up. And he was like, man, I'm making a lot of money. Same thing with Poor Man Printing. It's always great to diversify. K4 Rim, I appreciate you. But yes, guys, Dogecoin today, major news, right? With Elon Musk working with the Dogecoin devs. However, when I went to the Dogecoin devs Reddit, nothing shows up. So is Elon Musk playing games with us? I really do not know. And I doubt it. However, there's no information on Reddit for the Dogecoin devs. Second, we should be seeing Coinbase in 4 to 6 weeks adapt the Doge. So guys, right now, Dogecoin, right, is spiked up. However, when Coinbase actually accepts Dogecoin, we should be seeing that spike tremendously. Let me see. I give you props for diversifying your guests, buddy. Keep it real. And that's what it's about, Bruce. why am I going to bring you? And guys, much respect to Upshot. Much respect to him. I'm going to be on the show on Friday. But I'm going to bring Upshot, right? I brought Upshot to my stream before. I'm going to bring Upshot again when it's about Dogecoin. But if I want to keep bringing Upshot every single day, it's like, where's that diversification? I could bring Matt Wallace. Again, where's the diversification? I could bring Steven Steele and Nick Balls, that they're like my left-hand people with Hank Dank. But where is that diversification? That's why I love to bring other type of people onto the stream. Carlos, I appreciate the live stream, man. Awesome advice. Yes, that is coming from Wall Street Insider.
A special thank you from the heart.
Appreciate you, man. 401k is dead. I completely agree with you. Diversify, guys, some of your money into stocks and into the cryptocurrency market. And I hope that one day Wall Street Insiders could actually put more insiders, more information about the stock market, because this is not insider information. It was just mostly about stocks and his opinion about cryptocurrency and Dogecoin. I'm betting zero uptick when Doge is actually listed. The price will be baked in by that point. Doge Day, the SNL proved that. Oh, man. Polygon, I don't follow them, so I can't tell you, Roberto, anything on that. Nothing happens when coins move into exchanges. Haven't seen 3GP, I disagree with you. When Cardano got listed into Coinbase, it spiked up. It dipped the following, I think, the second day, but it does spike. So I disagree with you. I don't have the stats on that, but it does spike. Those dance, baby. Yes. Either way, guys, I will be on Upshot's live stream on Friday night. It is 10:42 p.m. Eastern time. I will be doing these live streams more continuously, and I will have a schedule. Join our Discord as well. I appreciate all of you guys being on the live stream tonight. Much thanks to Wall Street Insider. So, guys, hold on to your Doge. Be patient. We have Coinbase, Doge 1 to the moon. Robinhood wallets coming up soon. And, of course, the whole carbon emission going on right now with Elon Musk. So, guys, be committed to the Doge, because Doge is going to the dollar. Again, I appreciate all of you guys being on the live stream. Bruce being completely 100% with Cardano. All right, but I do love you. DTL Slots, I appreciate you for being on tonight's live stream, okay? And I did read your comments. Nothing happens when coin moves into exchange. Okay, I read that already. To the moon, bro. But either way, guys, thank you for being on the live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, either on the OMI or Dogecoin live stream, and I will start having a schedule from now on. Thanks for being on the live stream. Like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe where you have a YouTuber, you have a friend, and always remember, bro, stay alpha.